Welcome back. A quick analysis of The Girl Who Can, a delightful little story. As usual, first a short summary. Little Ajua is an ambitious girl, like any other girl of her age, who has dreams and aspirations of her own and truly believes that anything is possible. Mommy, her mother, obviously wants the best for little Ajua. She wants her to soar high on success and earn a respectful position in this society. Nana, Ajua's grandmother, has lived all her life according to society's perspective. Nana believes that Ajua can never be a woman, as she has very thin legs that will bar her from carrying a baby. Nana only changes her view about Ajua's poor legs when she becomes an athlete and she's successful because of her very thin legs. The grandmother is then very proud of Ajua. The title. As always, the relevance of the title. Ajua is the little girl who struggles to speak about her feelings. Because she's still so young, she doesn't know how to express herself. She is ridiculed by her grandmother because of her thin legs. But she proves to her grandmother that she can do something else with her thin legs. The themes. The first one is insecurity, fear, or innocence. Little Ajua is not able to voice her feelings because she fears that people would laugh at her, because that was one of the common reactions that she got. She allows her grandmother to ridicule her about her legs, and she doesn't say anything about it. The next one is gender stereotypes. In many of your short stories, this is a very common theme. Nana, Ajua's grandmother, makes fun of her thin and long legs. She believes that a girl's legs should have flesh on them, and that is in preparation for the childbearing stage. Conflict. Nana and Mommy, poor Mommy, argue about the choice of husband Mommy has made. Nana blames her choice of a husband for the type of child she has, because Ajua has skinny legs. That causes conflict between the mother and daughter. Mommy doesn't see anything wrong with Ajua's legs, while Nana thinks they are not acceptable. The next theme is success. Ajua, in spite of her very thin legs, which are always criticized by her grandmother, becomes a successful athlete when her teachers realize that she can run faster than anybody else. She is chosen to represent the school at the district games. Pride, appreciation. Nana then becomes Ajua's #1 fan when she becomes famous and successful in athletics, but it baffles her that this child can do anything with her thin legs. She then prepares her school uniform for her. She accompanies her to school and to athletic events. And she takes pride in carrying her granddaughter's trophy. How is the story told? As always, first the setting. And remember the setting, place, and time. This story takes place in Ghana, in Africa, in a village called Hasotsi. The main character walks 5 kilometers to reach the school in the nearby small town. The walks are not a problem for her because she's used to long walks in the village. Structure and plot development. Exposition or introduction. The main character, Ajua, faces a challenge of not being able to voice how she feels. The one time she tries to say something to her grandmother, she becomes a laughingstock, and then she learns to keep quiet. The rising action. There are arguments between Mommy and Nana about poor Ajua. The arguments are mainly about her legs, too thin, too long. Also, Ajua's father, who is not a good choice for a husband. The third thing they argue about, that it is not necessary for Ajua to attend school. Climax is when Ajua participates in athletics with her classmates and wins each time. Her talent is recognized by her teachers, who then select her to represent the school's junior section at the district games. The resolution. Nana changes her perspective when Ajua's skinny legs make her a winner in running. She becomes so proud that she does favors for Ajua, and she walks with her to school, and sweetest of all, in her baffled state, she carries her trophy. Characterization. We have 3 characters plus then one that is not very important. First one is Ajua. She is a 7-year-old girl. Narrator of the story, main character or protagonist. She has a fear of talking because of her grandmother's behavior towards her statements. Long thin legs becomes an athlete by default and chosen to represent the school in the district's athletics meetings. Nana, her grandmother, makes fun of the things that she says. She tells and retells Ajua's stories and laughs about them with anyone that visits their home. And she doesn't think Ajua needs to attend school. She doesn't agree with Mommy regarding Ajua's legs. And she doesn't think Ajua has suitable legs to carry hips that could allow her to bear children. But she changes her mind when Ajua becomes successful because of her long and thin legs. Then she's proud with her. She shows kindness towards her and even does favors for her. Mommy, whose Christian name is Kaya, is her mother. She wants Ajua to attend school and be better than her. She wants her to have better opportunities in life. She argues with Nana because she supports and defends her daughter. She doesn't talk too much. Actually, I don't think anybody has much of a chance against Nana. Mr. Mensa is Ajua's family's neighbor and he lends Nana a charcoal pressing iron so that she could press Ajua's school uniform. Narrator's point of view is the first person point of view. Interesting point of view because Ajua is the main character and she's only 7 years old. The narrator allows the reader to know both the internal development of the story in her mind as the protagonist. We know her thoughts. She tells us what she thinks and why she thinks it. And the external development of the story in the world of her grandmother and her mother. The style the story is told in, it's told in a conversation-like manner. The author uses direct quotations from characters to allow the reader to understand each character's tone, attitude, and insight. Diction and figurative language. The writer uses figurative language in order to emphasize meaning. As usual, some idiomatic expressions. Touch wood. We all know that we say touch wood when we don't want something bad to happen. Some examples of figures of speech include, as usual, similes. She carried the gleaming cup on her back like they do with babies. Just imagine, just see the picture in your mind of Nana carrying this trophy on her back like a baby. Nana, who was always so critical of Ajua's legs. Metaphor: Africa is not choking under a drought. Remember, a metaphor, what is being compared to what and why. Now, Africa is compared to a person who is not choking under a drought. If a person is choking, they're going through a difficult time, they cannot breathe, there's a danger of losing your life. So Africa was not choking under a drought. I came out of the land of sweet, soft silence into the world of noise and comprehension. Now, there wasn't literally a land of sweet, and please note the alliteration, sweet, soft silence. It was just that as a baby, she came from a place without any consciousness, without any awareness of her surroundings, and then into the world of noise and comprehension. The world of noise, the world making noise. She's comparing the world to people making noise, to things making noise. And comprehension, does she understand what's going on? Why doesn't she talk? Because she doesn't understand why Nana's laughing at her. But if any child decided to come into this world with legs, a child does not decide to come into this world. And really, do you decide to have legs or not? My mother was weeping inside herself. You cannot weep inside yourself. You weep outside. But it emphasizes the feeling of sadness that she has because her mother is always criticizing her and her daughter. Nana would pull in something about my father. Not literally pulling in something, but she would throw out a comment, a little piece of criticism about Ajua's father. Felt that she was locked into some kind of darkness. Locked? No, she just felt as if she was experiencing some darkness. Literal darkness? No. Struggle, hardship, tone and mood. The tone, an apprehensive tone. This tone is used by the narrator or by Ajua to show the state of her mind at the beginning of the story. She's too scared to say anything because she never knows whether her grandmother is going to scold her or laugh at what she's saying. A harsh, cruel, mocking tone is used by Nana, Ajua's grandmother, when she makes comments about her legs. And as a 7-year-old, I think she experiences it as even harsher. Then it changes to a cheerful tone when Nana realizes that Ajua is becoming successful because of her long and thin legs. The mood that is dependent on the tone could be sad or emotional initially. When poor Ajua is so uncertain, it becomes optimistic. It becomes happy when Nana realizes that Ajua is not useless after all. And that was now so short and sweet. See you on the other side in the questions video.